Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, SBC 205, coming to you live on video from my COVID-19 compound here in Grovetown, Georgia. The bustling metropolis of Grovetown, Georgia. Let me use the official name. The Aiken Tech Outpost in Columbia County. Want to go over a couple of things here today so that you're fully prepared and this way everybody's going to get a great grade for their informative speech. Clearly, if you look at I don't know if it's your right or left. Hopefully, it's the left-hand side of the screen, maybe the right-hand side. But anyway, the big, part with the rubric on it. We'll be going over the rubric. I got 4 or 5 things I want to make sure I point out that I saw recurring over and over again as I reviewed all your outlines today, just to make sure that everybody understands and for me to give a little added extra emphasis to the whole thing. Okay, first of all, too many of you are using questions for outlines. I've said we do not do questions for attention devices. I've said multiple times we do not use questions for attention devices. So if you use a question, even if it's a rhetorical question, anything that resembles a question for your attention device in your speech, you're not going to get credit for it. Okay? An attention device should be a startling statement, some sort of something that grabs our attention, and a question just doesn't do that unless it's very well constructed. I want you guys to go beyond just asking a simple question, so do not use a question for your attention device. Okay. A lot of you were putting your statement of purpose, most of you are putting your statement of purpose right next to your preview of your main points. A lot of you wrote them together. Be careful that you do not merge your statement of purpose and your preview of your main point. They should be separate and distinct. Like I said, I would do your attention device, do your statement of purpose, give us your qualifications, then preview the main points. Okay? Make sure you do not merge your statement of purpose and your preview of your main points. All right? In the body of your outlines, too many of you did not highlight the evidence. Some of you didn't even show any evidence. Many of you didn't highlight it. That's got to be fixed. If the evidence isn't highlighted, trying to make sure you understand that the purpose of an outline is for you to visualize your speech, and how you're going to use evidence it can't be visualized if you don't actually highlight the evidence you're going to use. So that needs to be fixed. That will cost you points if you don't highlight the evidence. Okay? You also need to make absolutely sure you cite the evidence in your speech. Just because you know that it came from National Geographic magazine, unless you tell the audience that's where it came from, they're not going to know. Okay? So number one, you have to highlight the evidence in your outline to get full credit for the outline. Second thing, you have to cite it in the speech to get full credit. Last thing, and I don't know why, you have to have a restatement of purpose in your conclusion. Okay? Fully 40 to 50% of you didn't do that. You have to have a restatement of the purpose in your conclusion. That needs to be the first thing you do in the conclusion. Not just, almost everybody had a review of the main points. Almost everybody had a closing statement. Most of you do not have a restatement of your purpose. You've got to get that in there. Okay? So, don't use a question for an attention device. Make sure your statement of purpose is not merged with your preview. Highlight your evidence in your outline and cite your evidence during the speech. And then make sure you have a restatement of purpose in your conclusion. Okay, let's move to the other side of the page and let's talk about the rubric. It's really straightforward. Everything should be pretty self-explanatory. This is a 75-point speech and 20 points for the outline. So 95 points is available this coming up week. First of all, your outline, that is a completely separate 20 points from the 75. What I'm going to look at is, do you have the 4 key parts of an introduction? Do you have an attention device? That is not a question. Okay? Do you have a statement of purpose? Do you have your credentials? Do you have a preview of your main points? Bam. Okay? You got those 4 things, you're golden there. I'm going to look through the body just to make sure that I can visualize the structure of your speech. And I'm going to look to see that you've highlighted your evidence. Okay? And then I'm going to look down at the conclusion and see that you've got a restatement of your purpose, a review of your main points, and a closing statement. I'm going to look for all those component parts of a speech that are laid out and not written out word for word. You guys all did really well on this. Okay, I didn't get a 12-page term paper like I've had in the past. Your outlines were pretty good. For both, a couple of you I sent emails to saying, hey, listen, there's some structural issues here that need to be fixed before Tuesday morning. Okay? Just be aware of that. All right? If you got that email, you know who you are. Otherwise, I'm asking you to tweak some stuff. And again, mainly put a restatement of purpose in the conclusion. Okay? That'll be 20 points. That'll be separate. Before I even go to the link, I'm going to scan your outline and I'm going to give you X number of points out of 20. And I will list on your rubric if I take off points. If you don't get 20 out of 20, I will tell you what I take off points for. Okay, let's get into the speech itself. The first words out of your mouth should be the attention device. Plain and simple. It's that easy. All right, not, hey, how are you? Not, my name is Bob Smith. It should be your attention device, and your attention device should not be a question. It should be some sort of statement, something that catches people's attention that is not a question. Okay? You give us an attention device. I'm not even really grading you for how good of an attention device it is this time. I just want to see something at the beginning of your speech that isn't you saying hello or hey or my name is or good morning. If you say good morning and then give us a good attention device, you do not get credit for having the attention device. Because remember, the one rule that locks in all of this stuff, the one thing that has to be in a specific place is the attention device. Okay? So if you say good morning, that was your attention device. It did not work. You will not get credit. Statement of purpose is really straightforward. Today I'm going to talk to you about, check, you're good to go. Preview your main points. I'm going to cover 4 main points today, or 3 main points. I hear that. I hear the main points. I'm going to give you a check. Speaker's credentials. I have researched this topic. That's 4 for 4. You just got 10 points. Okay? That's really simple. I don't know how to make that any simpler. Main body, what I'm looking for within the main body of the speech for this one, I'm not breaking down whether or not you want chronological, spatial, topic order. I'm just looking that you have some sort of organization. And if I sign off on your outline, you've got your organization. Okay? If I just said your outline is good, your organization is good, you are good to go as far as that's concerned. I need to see transitions between the main points. I saw a lot of you writing in transitions. That's great. Put it on your note card so you say it in your speech. All right? Because transitions are going to, if you just bumble your way through 3 main points and we can't tell when you're changing main points, you will not get a check next to that. Okay? And then the development of your subpoints. A couple of you just said, plant-based diet. 1, need for protein. Not. Main point, that's not a lot of subpoint development there. You're going to need to make sure that you're developing your speech and your main points with information in your subpoints. Okay? Now, conclusion, didn't update this. Restatement of the purpose. I'm not going to be able to hit this anymore. Restatement of the purpose. It's right there on the rubric. You guys, this will be posted to the documents page in just a few minutes. Okay? Restatement of the purpose. Today in conclusion, I have talked to you about. It's that simple. Review your main points. I covered 3 main points. So today, you now know more about the fish population in the Clark Hill Reservoir. Boom, 10 points. That easy. Leave out your statement of purpose. You will not get 10 points. A restatement of your purpose. You will not get your 10 main points. Okay, use of evidence. This is where in this speech we have some issues. Okay? In this, a lot of first speech, a lot of people just don't say, according to National Geographic Magazine, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Okay, and let me say this again. It's in the evidence lecture that you saw yesterday. I don't want to hear you say, according to, and I had this one time, www. www.census.gov/South Carolina/Aiken/county/ I don't want to hear the entire URL. If you're using a website, just tell us whose website it is. Okay? I don't want to hear, according to www.ncaa.org/SEC/football/rookie of the year. No. The NCAA named Bob Smith Rookie of the Year in 1978. Okay? That's all we need. All right? Every time I hear you use a piece of evidence and point it out to us by saying, according to, you'll get a check. You get 3 checks, you get 10 points. Really that simple. Okay? Last thing, nonverbal communication. Eye contact, posture, gestures, and vocal delivery is not on here. You stand with 2 feet, shoulder width apart, flat on the floor, knees slightly bent, back straight, head up, hands away from in front of your body. I don't want to see that elbow locked in. I don't want to see the hands joined in front of your body. I don't want to see the hands gripping the note cards. Okay? I want you to be speaking with variety, using vocal variety. If you do that, feet evenly, shoulder width apart, evenly planted flat on the floor, knees bent, back straight, head up, hands away from in front of your body, speaking in a good vocal rate, with articulation, with variety, and with emphasis, you got a 15 out of 15. Now, the time limit here says 4 to 6 minutes. That is 4.5, 4 minutes, 30 seconds to 6 minutes. And again, I said this on the ceremonial speech. I have no idea why anyone, when you're taping and posting your speech, anyone would miss time. I should go back and see and check and see if all the ones that were short or long on time were posted at like 7:59:58. 2 seconds away from being late. Okay? All right? 4.5 to 6 minutes, period. All right. Let me say this, reference this. If your speech is posted after 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning, after 8 a.m., it's gotten to where I got to draw a line under this, folks. I'm getting pushed too hard by you guys, and I've got too many people that are coming in late, coming in after the deadline saying, I had to work late last night. I appreciate all of that. I understand everybody's lives are challenging right now, but I just got to tell you, if you come in at 8:01, I am not grading your speech. Okay? I hate to be that way, but I got to keep control of this. I've still got over 90 students in 4 classes, and that's not counting my SPC 209 class. Okay? Again, let me go over this. This is how you get 95 points on Tuesday. Number 1, give me an outline with the 4 parts of the introduction, some main point construction with your evidence highlighted, and then the 3 parts of the conclusion, which includes a restatement of your purpose. 20 points. You give me your introduction. You come out with an attention device, which is not good morning, hello, my name is, how you doing? It's not a question. You give me an attention device, you get a check. You have a statement of purpose that is separate from a preview of your main points, you get a check. You give me a preview of the main points, you get a check. You tell me I'm qualified to speak on this, and then you finish that sentence, you get a check. That's 10 out of 10. You have effective main points. You transition between those main points, and you have information to develop those main points in the subpoints. Check, check, check. 20 out of 20. You have a restatement of the purpose. You have a review of your main points, and you have a closing statement in your conclusion. Check, check, check. 10 points. Okay? You say according to 3 times and cite some evidence after you say that. Check, check, check. 10 more points. You are now up to 60 out of 75. Or I guess 50 out of 75. You stand there with your feet planted, shoulder width apart, flat on the floor, knees slightly bent, back up, head up, hands away from the body with the elbows that are relaxed and not locked into place. You speak in a vocal rate that is appropriate, that has variety, and has appropriate volume. Check, check, check. 15 points. You come in between 4 minutes and 30 seconds and 6 minutes. Check. 10 points. Remember, time is an all or nothing. You come in at 429 or at 601, you're getting 0 points. That's all it takes to get in 95 points out of the 95 points available. Okay? People have tried to, make this a lot harder than it is. And I have had my department chair, and I've had the dean and a whole bunch of other people review my grading procedures. And the feedback I got is, for a subjective discipline like public speaking, this is the most objective grading method they have ever seen. Okay? If you have any questions, contact me. A couple of you were told that your speech, 2 of you were told that your topic was not acceptable. You have until Monday morning at 8 o'clock to get me a new outline. If you do not get that done, there will be a problem. You will not be graded on this, just to make sure. It's only 2 of you, and you should know who you are. Okay? All right. That's it. I'm looking forward to your speeches. If you have any questions about it, please email me. This is Friday afternoon. I will be checking my email probably Sunday afternoon, and I will definitely be online on Monday looking at your emails and checking for updates. Okay? That's all I've got for you. Everybody, have a good weekend. Stay safe, and we'll be in touch.